I've always liked The Undertaker. Well, not Biker Taker, but we won't go into that right now. He's arguably the greatest character in wrestling history, and no one could have pulled it off like Mark Calaway did. At the right age and the right time, you perfectly believed he was an undead zombie roaming the earth. Given how his persona has evolved over the years, however, Taker did get, well, a little dark from time to time and got involved with things he really shouldn't have had, including trying to kill people. Yep, straight up kill people. So, I'm Simon from What Culture, and this is 10 times The Undertaker attempted murder in the WWE. Number 10, Paul Bearer. There's no two ways about this one. Wasn't even attempted. The Undertaker straight up killed Paul Bearer when he drowned his once manager in a vat of concrete. I'm deadly serious. Some context for you. It was 2004's Great American Bash, and the Dead Man was taking on the Dudley Boys with the bizarre stipulation that Paul Bearer would be locked in a glass crypt. If Taker lost, that'd be it. Bearer would be fobbed off. What's even stranger, however, is that The Undertaker actually won the match, but then just decided he would murder his friend anyway. He pulled the lever and we watched a man get fake murdered on TV. Amazingly though, WWE later said that Paul had actually been saved after the cameras were turned off. Yeah, right. Number 9, the Big Boss Man. At WrestleMania 15, The Undertaker hanged the Big Boss Man. Yep. He tied a noose to the top of the Hell in a Cell, got someone to raise it, and as that happened, the life was choked out of the policeman's body. He even closed his eyes and his dead carcass started to slowly swing from side to side. Grief. Aside from being massively controversial, you were just left to believe that the Big Boss Man was dead. It wasn't until later that, once again, WWE let everyone know he had survived. But how that was possible within the realms of the storyline is anyone's guess. The man was strung up and left to suffocate. Madness. Number 8, Muhammad Hassan. At the Great American Bash 2005, which is now an event that has to be synonymous with The Undertaker killing off wrestlers, the Phenom powerbombed Muhammad Hassan into oblivion, and we never saw him again. The reason for this behind the scenes was that the Hussein character was of such bad taste it had to go, which it most definitely did. But rather than just write him off TV, WWE had Mean Mark go out there and pulverize him through the stage. Given that he literally vanished after this, you have to go with the idea that he was murdered, which would make sense. He got hurled onto concrete from a great height. Anyone would be lucky to survive that. Number 7, Edge. Forget Edge's neck issues. In 2008, The Undertaker burned him alive. Just think of that. Even the concept is nuts, but it actually happened. On television, in front of the world. But yes, at the end of the Hell in a Cell match, Takes chokeslammed Edge off a ladder and through the ring canvas. Now that's bad enough, but Mark clearly wasn't happy with this, so he used his evil powers to make a ball of fire engulf where Edge was. No one could survive that, and even Jim Ross screamed, "Edge has been sent straight to hell," which he had done, because he was dead. Number 6, Stephanie McMahon. Well, we all remember this. During the height of the Attitude Era, where we got weird, almost devil-like Undertaker, he got well into sacrificing people. His biggest target was one Stephanie McMahon. While he never got to go through with it, the Dead Man still got pretty far in his attempts, even stringing Steph up to an Undertaker logo cross. To say it was a bit uncomfortable is an understatement, especially because part 2 of the plan was a dark marriage. Jeez. Thankfully, Stone Cold Steve Austin was on hand to save the day, although he then got strung up too. So no one was safe. Number 5, Mick Foley, obviously. It's one of the most famous scenes in wrestling history, and whether you look at it in real or kayfabe terms, Mick Foley could have been killed. You can't chuck a man off a 16-foot high cell through a table and not think that maybe, just maybe, this could end in death. It was the same for the second plunge Mankind took too, arguably far worse than the first. His contorted body as he hits the canvas is horrible to watch. I would literally break in half if that happened to me. My legs would just attach themselves from my upper body and that would be that. How Foley not only walked away but came back in the main event at the King of the Ring 1998 is anyone's guess. Number 4, Vince McMahon. The concept of the buried alive match is weird because it essentially means try to murder your opponent and win. You can't bury someone alive in a nice way. It's horrendous. Genuinely horrendous. At Survivor Series 2003 though, Biker Taker found himself in such a contest against Vince McMahon and did his utmost to plunge the chairman of the board 6 feet under. He almost did it too until Kane showed up and turned the tables. The bout ended when The Undertaker himself was buried, but as we all know, you can't kill what's already dead. So when he reappeared a few months down the line, thankfully in his original gimmick, all was right with the world again. So that was nice. Number 3, Rikishi. Put The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match and he will desperately find ways to throw people off of it, as he did again at Armageddon 2000. Rikishi was just minding his own business at the top of the cage when Taker decided he would shove the Samoan off the top. He didn't have to do that, he wanted to, and the only takeaway is that he needed death. Luckily for Rikishi, someone had driven a truck with a load of hay in the trunk to ringside, which was exceptionally handy, and never really explained. But it did save the man's life. Number 2, Kane. Like, The Undertaker has tried to kill Kane loads. He tried to kill him when they were children and Taker set fire to the funeral home they lived in. Then he tried to set him alight in the first ever Inferno match, and he tried to bury him alive all those times. Since day one, the Big Red Machine has been a target for his older brother, and it's frankly a mystery he's still alive. How he survived for this long is anyone's guess. Number 1, his parents. Remember that time Kane chokeslammed The Undertaker through their dead parents' coffins? That was a great moment, wasn't it? Didn't pro wrestling used to be better back then? In the realms of The Undertaker's character though, he did indeed kill his parents in a house fire. He even admitted to it when he had gone all dark and evil as the leader of the Ministry of Darkness. And that is some reveal. I'm amazed he didn't go to jail. I mean, something should have happened, right? Or at least a quick phone call to the police. They probably had an unclosed criminal file. Could have sewn that one right up. As it's wrestling though, all this did was make The Undertaker well cool, which is so weird, I think we'll just end the video there. Know of any other people The Undertaker is trying to kill? Which is a weird question to ask. Let us know in the comments below, and then don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Then come tell me on Twitter at SimonMiller316. I'm Simon from What Culture, and Undertaker, please don't kill me.
I will delete WCPW. It's over.